Everybody sit up. Smile. Two, one.
Hello, I'm Kristen Murphy.
And I'm Luke Heffron. In the next 30 minutes, we will inform you of the happenings here on the campus of Missouri Southern State University.
And those happenings will include campus club events, Joplin sports, and weather. Even a chat with a priest, too, coming up.
So stick around.
Broadcasting from Missouri Southern State University, this is your weekly update featuring news from campus and the Joplin area. You're watching the Chart Broadcast Edition on KGCS Channel 22.
Hi, and welcome back to The Chart, our second episode of the Chart Broadcast Edition.
This show, like many others on the evening lineup here on KGCS-TV, Channel 22, is produced in the studios by Missouri Southern students.
And what makes the Chart Broadcast Edition unique is that it works in conjunction with the long-established weekly school newspaper, The Chart, which has been serving Missouri Southern students and faculty since 1939.
Did you know that the combination of newspaper and television to form a common experience is what folks in the field of communication studies call convergence?
Yes, I did know that, Luke, but before we bore our viewers here, let's go to our field reporter, Kamaya Simpson, to tell us more about a recent event.
On January 31st, the Lions Roar was an event thrown and sponsored by Student Activities and First Year Experience at the Billingsley Student Center. Held in the beginning of each semester, this event offers each club and organization on campus an opportunity to network with the student body. Just to name a few of the organizations that were there: Campus Activities Board, CAB, Student Senate, Spiva Library, Fraternities Kappa Alpha and Sigma Pi, Southern Ambassador, Zeta Tau Alpha and AKAs, what are sororities, and Project Stay. Approximately 400 people throughout the day attended and enjoyed the fruit provided by Sodexo. For the Chart Broadcast Edition, I am Kimmy Simpson.
And if you're on campus and in the mood for popcorn, be sure to make a beeline for the ACTS department. ACTS stands for Advising, Counseling, and Testing Services, which is set up specifically to help students. Every Wednesday in Hearns, the ACTS department pops popcorn, free to students and faculty. Even President Speck likes to get in on the popcorn action. The director of the ACTS department thought of the idea in order to attract more students to the office. Since construction, few students have visited. Sarah Nettleberg, a counselor and advisor on staff, said, "Our number one goal is to serve students, and the only way we can do that is if people know what we have to offer them." You can find the ACTS department on the 3rd floor of Hearns Hall or call 417-625-9324.
Now, Kristen, a lot of people might find our next story rather odd because it features a unique approach to sharing faith. Our director, Jake Hamilton, has more.
For most, you would talk to a priest in a confession box or listen to him during Mass. But how about going bar hopping with one? Father Jay Friedel hosts a chance for people to come discuss social issues and the church's standpoint on those issues at local bars here in Joplin.
We've been doing bar hopping for a while. It was kind of a carryover idea. I was campus minister at Southeast Missouri State University for about 13 years, and I worked very closely with substance abuse prevention and education programs at Southeast. And one of our programs that we did was bar hopping because what we wanted to do was to model responsible behavior.
Father Friedel wants a laid-back environment for these discussions, so instead of a lecture hall or a classroom, he believes a bar is a much more relaxing environment.
The overall goal is to provide a safe, fun atmosphere where people can ask questions about what the Catholic Church teaches or thinks about different topics, and for us to be able to do that in a fun and a safe way, and enjoy each other's company and learn a little bit at the same time.
Although he wants people to relax, he does require safety for these meetings.
There are some simple rules when folks come to bar hopping. I just ask there to be nobody under 21, to follow the laws, so nobody under 21 drinks, and that everybody does it legally and safely. So if people are drinking, and they've got the option to do that if they're over 21, but that if they're going to drink more than a couple while we're sitting here, then they know that they need to find a designated driver or do whatever, so that everybody's doing it responsibly, safely, and within the bounds of what we all ought to be doing when we drink.
Since it is February, this month's discussions are all about relationships and love.
Do some of our programming, which is basically education about whatever topic we happen to be discussing, and since we're close to Valentine's Day, we're doing our sex, love, and relationships conversation this evening, which is always, in some ways, I have to laugh, this is the least amount of people we've had for bar hopping in any of the ones we've done so far. And the funny part is that usually what it was the most popular one, because everybody would come and ask these questions about, what does the Catholic Church think about this? Or, well, I've heard this, what does that mean? Or is this true? Or those kinds of things.
To have fun and have a good time, to learn more about what the Catholic Church feels about sex, love, and marriage. I have a young daughter, so I know that students are very sexually active. So what does the Catholic Church think about that? And how do they avoid that? Or, I mean, how do you talk people out of those situations?
If you would like more information or would like to attend the event, go to www.stpeterstheapostlejoplin.com or visit the MSSU Catholic Campus Ministry Group's Facebook page. I'm Jacob Hamilton reporting.
An open house for the Hummel Technology Building Biological Science renovation took place last Tuesday. Those on hand saw the new student study laboratory and toured the anatomy, physiology, and cadaver labs in the renovated structure. The student study laboratory is used by students in all anatomy and physiology courses. The lab is designed to promote student learning and success. It features microscope stations, complete with student slide sets, model stations for smaller anatomical models, and full human skeletons. You can learn more about the newly remodeled Hummel Hall by picking up a free copy of the chart at various locations across campus and select locations off campus. Also in this week's print edition of the chart, we feature another story about an event on campus.
Last week was Love Your Body Week at Missouri Southern. Well, the idea was to change your genes and not your genes and build a healthy body image, something that many may believe only affects women. Heather Bullock, a clinical counselor with the university, says it's becoming a serious problem for some men as well. According to the National Eating Disorder Association, at least 1 million male adolescents in the United States are struggling with anorexia or bulimia. The Love Your Body events were a product of Partners in Prevention, a $10,000 grant that Southern received to pay for prevention programs. And over the course of the semester, and is administered via the Advice, Counseling, and Testing Office. There it goes.
Also, we're going to be working with popcorn events, right?
Yeah.
Events like with the popcorn events like Love Your Body, it's a wonder that that anybody watches television. I hope they'll watch our program, otherwise we'll be out of a job.
Yeah, we sure will. All right, now let's further entice folks by showing them what KGCS Channel 22 is going to show this week.
Well, this week on KGCS Channel 22,
should be interesting.
Well,
should have
yeah.
a good lineup.
First thing we have at 7, right after this program, we have Joplin Schools Preparing for the Future. And that's, again, at 7 o'clock right after the Chart Broadcast Edition. Then Monday, on February 27th, we have Newsmakers, Joplin High School Constitution Team.
Yeah, that should be interesting. Haven't heard of that. And on Tuesday, February 28th at 8:30 a.m., we have the classic Western movie Annie Oakley. And then on Wednesday, February 29th at 6:30 p.m., we have Chamber Chat, and that's going over the Young Professionals Network.
Then Thursday, February 30th at 9 o'clock, we have the Treasure Hunters Roadshow that we show. And Friday, February 31st at 6 and 7 p.m., the Ultimate Combat Experience.
That sounds pretty interesting.
I'm going to have to tell my roommate about that one. For more information, just go to www.mssu.edu/KGCS
or you can check it out, pull up the website for Missouri Southern, and you'll be good. All right, well, after the break, we'll have Lion Sports and Joplin weather coming up for you.
AmericaOne.com is your home for exciting Missouri Southern action. Watch live Lion football, basketball, and more. All available on your PC, Mac, or mobile device. Can't see the Missouri Southern action live? Then you have the choice to watch on demand or on your schedule. Go to AmericaOne.com or MSSULions.com for more information. We're #1 in online sports. AmericaOne.com and MSSULions.com.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
Welcome home, man.
This is the Chart Broadcast Edition on KGCS-TV, Channel 22.
Hi, and welcome back to KGCS-TV, Channel 22, the Chart Broadcast Edition, for all you viewers who just tuned in.
which is a production created on the campus of Missouri Southern State University.
That's right, and don't worry, we're not going to talk about convergence again, are we, Luke?
Probably not. No, right now what we're going to talk about is Missouri Southern Sports, our basketball team, and their feathery friends. Right, Andrew?
That's great, and we have Andrew Webb with some highlights.
Thanks, guys. It was senior night for Loretta Gibson and Michelle Hedgecock as the Lady Lions basketball team took on the Fort Hays State Tigers on February 18th, where they fell by a score of 67-58. Shatera Stone led the way with 19 points and 16 rebounds. Aaron Rice scored 11 points in the Lions' losing effort. On the men's side, it was senior night for Jason Adams, Patrick Hester, Keen Toman, and T.J. Williams. The Lions were led by Keen Toman, who led the way with 28 points. Jason Adams had a double-double with 22 points and 11 rebounds. Southern would go on to win this one in overtime, 80-73. The Lady Lions season is over now because they did not make it into the conference championships. Their final record was 7-18 with a 3-16 record in the MIAA. With only 2 seniors, though, the future looks bright for them. The Lions men's team, however, are 22-5 with a 14-5 record in the MIAA, are now ranked 4th in the South Central region and 10th in the nation. They will play in the MIAA tournament in Kansas City March 3rd through the 5th. We will have updates next episode on what happens in Kansas City for the men's team at the conference tournament. That's your Lions Sports for the week.
Well, thank you very much, Andrew. After the break, we'll have Kamaya Simpson with your Joplin weather.
AmericaOne.com is your home for exciting Missouri Southern action. Watch live Lion football, basketball, and more. All available on your PC, Mac, or mobile device. Can't see the Missouri Southern action live? Then you have the choice to watch on demand or on your schedule. Go to AmericaOne.com or MSSULions.com for more information. We're #1 in online sports. AmericaOne.com and MSSULions.com.
This financial advisor is being accused of committing one of the largest investment frauds in the history of the United States.
I guess we're not going to Aspen. That's fine. You see, I like tennis balls. He likes insider trading. So he's going to jail and I'm going to a shelter. And no, they're not the same thing. Shelters are for good pets that want to be adopted. Jails are for criminals. I've done nothing. Uh-oh. Ooh, okay, I stole a cheeseburger once on my dog.
Excuse me. I can't seem to find these anywhere.
Huh. These books are no longer available.
I didn't know.
May I have your name, please?
Why?
Excuse me.
What did I do?
We just have a couple of questions.
Easy, easy.
It takes a lot to survive and to succeed in today's world. It's almost like putting together the pieces of a puzzle. You can have family, friends, home, and even a job. But if you're missing out on the skills needed in areas such as reading, writing, or math, it's hard to put together a complete picture. That's where Joplin NALA comes in to help. You can get personal help to improve those skills needed to better your life. Best of all, NALA services are free and confidential. Stop by Joplin NALA at 123 South Main Street in Joplin or call 782-2646. Joplin NALA. We can help.
This is the Chart Broadcast Edition on KGCS-TV, Channel 22.
Welcome back. As promised, here's Kimmy with your weather.
Hey, you guys, your forecast brought to you by the National Weather Service. For Monday, light rain. I really don't want it to rain. High of 49, low of 33. Tuesday, light snow. Oh, Lord. High of 47 and low of 31. Wednesday, partly cloudy, high of 51, low of 31. Thursday, it's clear, high of 52 and low of 32. Friday, it is mostly cloudy, high of 45 and the low of 29. And Saturday is clear, high of 54 and low of 29. And that is your weather.
Thanks, Timmy. Well, now let's take a look at the upcoming campus events that are coming up for this week.
Coming up on campus in the Billingsley Student Center, we have Cab Bingo on Thursday, March 8th at noon. And also on Wednesday, there's the Novelty Photo Keychain, and that's from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And both of those are free events.
That's right. And on Wednesday, March 14th, we have the Cab Talent Show in the Taylor Auditorium at 7 p.m. I know a lot of people who will be excited about that one.
Yeah.
And Wednesday, March 29th, we have Video Game Day in Phelps Ballroom from 2 to 6 p.m. Those are free events as well.
Then there's the Cab Movie Series from March 26th to March 30th. And that's in Phelps Theater. And that's, of course, a free event. And if you have any events that you want to share with us, just send us a fax at 417-625-9742. And we need those in by Tuesday so that we can put them in the news program on the next Sunday. So after the break, we will talk with Woody Woodruff with our politics.
That's right.
He's broken into the politics arena. So stay tuned.
Okay, camera one, tell Judy we are ready.
Hot on the set. Okay, Judy. In 5, 4, 3.
Hello, I'm Judy Stiles, host of Newsmakers. Each week we talk about issues and visit with people who impact our community. I hope to see you then.
To ensure you don't miss Newsmakers, check local listings for times and channels. Newsmakers is produced on the campus of Missouri Southern State University.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
It takes a lot to survive and to succeed in today's world. It's almost like putting together the pieces of a puzzle. You can have family, friends, home, and even a job. But if you're missing out on the skills needed in areas such as reading, writing, or math, it's hard to put together a complete picture. That's where Joplin NALA comes in to help. You can get personal help to improve those skills needed to better your life. Best of all, NALA services are free and confidential. Stop by Joplin NALA at 123 South Main Street in Joplin or call 782-2646. Joplin NALA. We can help.
This is the Chart Broadcast Edition on KGCS-TV, Channel 22.
Welcome back, and as promised, we have Woody with your politics.
Like every 4 years, we have to deal with individuals will either love or kind of despise deciding what president that they're going to elect. So we have Woody here, and he's going to share with us about the political arena.
Great save. Thanks, guys. Well, a couple weeks ago, I went down to the courthouse back on the, it was the 17th, was it 17th? On the second Tuesday of the month. And it turns out that there was some surprises, guys, for what happened on Election Day back on the second Tuesday of the month. While the Democrats and Republican parties were mainstays and the Libertarian and Constitution parties were represented, they thought that 23% of registered voters were going to show up for the polls. In actuality, we only had 8% of registered voters showing up for the polls. So, unfortunately, it's because the turnout was quite low, and when I went to vote in Webb City on the 2nd, about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I was number 21. That's how slow it was.
That's amazing.
So why was turnout so slow?
Well, you know, there were many factors. One being it was a primary, meaning each party was selecting their candidates for president. But for Democrats, it was just assumed that President Obama was going to be solely on the ballot, since historically his incumbents pretty much run unopposed. Well, in the past couple of years, some Democrats aren't really too crazy about Obama, and he didn't come through on his promises. That's why they elected him. So we had some other people deciding to run for office as well. One guy, his name is Randall Terry. He's a pro-life Democrat, and he's running. It wasn't until his Super Bowl ad aired that people knew who he was. After that, we also have Darcy Richardson, a progressive Democrat from Pennsylvania, and John Wolf, who is an Occupy Wall Streeter from Tennessee. He got 1.4% of the vote. For our secondary parties, we had the Constitution Party, who had nobody having to run. We also had a Libertarian, who his name is James Orland Ogo III, a guy from California who is an advocate for a parliamentary system like Great Britain.
Wow, like the House of Commons and House of Lords?
Exactly.
I haven't heard of any of these guys.
Well, I know they're so far off the radar because they're wacky for the most part. Now, this is what happened with the Republicans for what happened on Tuesday. We had Santorum, who got 55% of the vote, of that percentage of 8%, right? He was part of that. We had Romney, who had 25%. Paul, he had 12%. And we had an uncommitted section of voters. They got 4%.
Well, now, what happened to Mr. Gingrich?
Gingrich, well, I'm going to assume, just based on looking at that stuff, he was not on the ballot because he filed late. And so what happened was he just didn't show up. And on top of that, we had some other people on that ballot. We had Michelle Bachmann and Herman Cain. They were still on the ballot, even though these guys dropped out months ago. Newt, we expected that he was going to be on there, but since he wasn't on the ballot, and he was ahead of everybody on the primaries for the other states like New Hampshire, Iowa, and I think it was Florida as well. I'm sorry, Nevada. He was leading, and so many thought that he would be ahead, but since he was on the ballot, the other contestants, Santorum and Romney and Paul, they pretty much split all that vote up. Another thing that's coming up after the primary is what they call a caucus. And the caucus, basically, is kind of like a primary, but people get to show up in person and vote. And that's going to happen on March 17th at 8 a.m. at the county courthouses statewide. And I'm going to go down there, and I'm going to the Jasper County one with my camera, and hopefully I can bring you guys back a story, and it will be a little more organized than what I have for today.
Well, that's awesome. Is there anything else that you want to share with us?
Oh, also in August there's going to be there's going to be the GOP convention. It's going to be in Tampa, Florida. Nice place to go, right?
Of course.
And it's going to be on August 7th, and it's going to be really cool. And anyway, that's what I have for politics, guys.
All right. Well, thank you very much. You're going to keep us updated, of course, right? With anything else
Oh,
happens?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Well, we know that you'll bring us some more. And that concludes our show for tonight.
It's really good to see that everyone's come together and worked together on this project and really come together with this convergence.
Before we start talking about the convergence thing again, let's remind our guests to stay tuned for Southern Sports Sunday and other student...
It's student programming tonight.
Okay, yeah, stay tuned for that. Thank you very much for watching our show.
You have a great evening, and come back next week for another broadcast edition of The Chart.